So let's talk a little bit about self-advocating, especially when you're in recovery, but when you're around people who maybe are not so respectful of some of the boundaries that you have. As we've talked about, diet culture is a big thing. So it's really hard to get into a situation that's social where people aren't talking about like what they're eating and like what diet they're on and like how much they're going to the gym, right? So if you are active in your recovery or maybe considering recovery or anything like that, like it's going to be really important to advocate for yourself. And by that, I mean having a clear set of boundaries around the people that you spend your time with so that they know how to speak around you to make you feel the most comfortable. So it's okay to kind of talk to people and kind of say, like, please don't discuss numbers in front of me. Like, I don't know why you're talking about food like that. Like, there's no such thing as good or bad food. One of the biggest things to do is just change the subject. I think it's the easiest way to get people off of that topic is just being able to say, like, yeah, I don't really want to talk about that. Like, let's talk about something more fun, right? Because really, it's not fun to talk about what people are dieting about and the food that they're eating or not eating or how much they hate their bodies, right? That's not like fun dinner conversation. And so it's okay to really own the fact that those are not the topics that you want to discuss. So really have a clear idea about one, like what are the things that are triggering to you? What makes it difficult in conversations? Like what are some things that are okay for people to discuss and what are some things for them not to discuss? And if you feel comfortable enough just having that conversation with them, like, hey, it really makes me uncomfortable when you talk about your body like this, or when you use these words, or when you use these terms, it makes me feel really uncomfortable. So if you could not do that, that would be great. And then the big thing is that with boundaries is we can't make people respect our boundaries. We can't make anybody do anything. So it's really important to realize that you always have the ability to walk away and leave or try to remove yourself the best that you can from that situation because it's your ability to keep yourself safe and sane. And you don't want anybody that's going to be hurtful to that process for you. So again, saying things like, come on, y'all, let's talk about something else. Like, what's more fun? Like, what have y'all been doing? Or like, hey, like this conversation is making me a little bit uncomfortable. Can we talk about something else? Or just like straight up saying like, hey, I really don't want to talk about these things. Like the subject is really uncomfortable for me. Can we please not use this language or whatever it needs to be? So remember that you're in charge of your recovery and ultimately you are the person that gets to decide what your boundaries are. So don't be afraid to be very stern about those things and letting your friends know how you feel. And so I know it can be a little bit harder if we're talking about parents, maybe, especially if they have their own negative experiences with food or other family members, and you're trying to create a safe space for yourself there. If you don't feel comfortable advocating, it's really important to find distraction techniques to remove yourself from that situation. Like maybe you get on your phone, maybe you put your headphones in, listen to some music, move to the other room, go outside for a few minutes. Just give yourself the opportunity to reset when those conversations are coming up. But again, like it's okay to advocate for yourself in those situations because you're going to be your best advocate because you know what you need best. And so don't be afraid to share that with people and stand up for yourself because you deserve that. You deserve to have safe spaces that feel comfortable for you to be able to have fun and have a social life because we all deserve that. And that's what makes life more fun.